All right, we can go ahead and get started. We'll find ourselves in the easy sitting pose first. At this point in our practice, we want to try and slow our heart rate down. The eyes can be closed or open. The palms can relax wherever's comfortable. We're going to take a few moments here to tune your breath and tune. Little adjustments to the body so that you feel a little more settled in the ground. Bones feel heavier, gently softening. As you notice that the sit bones are planting to the ground beneath you, start to draw your breath deep into the belly and the low back, warming up your diaphragm. Each exhale, let go of tension from the body. The hips and the knees are softening, all the way through to the ankles and the feet. Legs begin to create a foundation for you. Start to draw your breath through the vertebrae. Try to feel a little taller as you inhale. The shoulders begin softening with the exhale. Trying to feel a little loose the elbows, letting go of any tension. Palms, the fingertips. Just a moment here. We're cleansing breaths. For the cleansing breaths, we're going to take the biggest inhale we can through the nostrils. We're going to pause at the top of each breath for about 3 seconds, and then our full exhales will be. Go ahead and finish your next breath here. Next inhale, through the nose. Pause at the top of your breath and scan your body, looking for any tightnesses. Full cleansing exhale. Inhale. Pause at the top. Exhale. Pause a little longer on this one, try 5 seconds. Exhale. Moving a natural pace. Take a moment here and your entire body, look for remaining tension, tightness. Allow these areas to soften as you. The eyes are squeezed. Jaw feels like it's clenched. Don't soften now, maybe throughout the practice. Leave the palms wherever they are. Slowly glide them up to your heart center in prayer position. Bringing yourself to an intention for your practice here this afternoon. Intention can be anything at all for yourself. Maybe it's a goal or it's a prayer. Maybe you just want to continue building awareness within your breath and your body. Next inhale, we'll open the eyes if you like. Reach the palms overhead. Press them together. See if you can actually feel the strength of your arms gyrating. Exhale, twist to one side. Keep a tall posture as you twist. Look behind your shoulder. Inhale, back to center. Let the palms press even more firm together. No webbing between the fingers. See if you can stretch them wide. Exhale, twist to the second side. Tall posture. The sternum is lifting up. Inhale, back to center. We'll clasp the palms together. Press them flat and wide to the sky. The elbows will try to straighten out here. Exhale, twist back to your first side. A little deeper this time. Make sure the belly's flexed. Inhale, back to center. Clasp the non-dominant palm over. Press them flat and wide to the sky. Straighten the elbows. Open up the armpits. Exhale, twisting to the second side. Always bind if you like here. Inhale to center. We're going to keep the chin tucked in towards the throat and then try to look behind you. Looking up towards the sky, maybe reach the wall behind you. Exhale, twist back to the first side, and we're going to hold here. With your inhale, feel a little taller by lifting up your sternum. And deeper through your twist with your exhale, the belly does have to flex a little. You can bind the back palm, feel free to do so. Take one more deep breath, tall through the chest. Deeper through your twist. Inhale back to center, just like before. Keep the chin tucked in. Try to reach behind you, open up the armpits, look to the sky. Exhale, twisting to the second side. We're going to hold here for another breath. Try to lift up through the inhale. Next big inhale, we'll reach back to center. Leave the arms overhead for about 3, maybe 4 breaths. Plugging the shoulders into the hips, letting the fingers glide behind the crown. The belly pulls into the spine and the knees press to the ground. Take one more big inhale. See how far back you can reach. This time, if you want to look up and reach up and back with the vision, your eyes. Exhale, we're going to rock forward onto the hands and the knees. Tabletop pose. The palms are going to feel wide. The tops of the feet are heavier than the knees. So if you notice, I'm floating my knees here and then gently placing them back down to the ground. I want to leave them gentle. You'll notice as you move through, you're going to get the knees to press into the ground. So feel your feet grounding if you kind of feel that pressure. Next inhale, pull the belly and chest close to the ground. Press the sit bones and crown into the sky. Exhale, round the vertebrae up, pulling the sit bones and crown down to the earth. Moving through our cat-cows. Taking as much time as you need to with the pass-through. Really trying to find your full range. Kind of just stopping short. Let each pass-through press into those edge ranges. If you like doing these are pretty comfortable for you. You can build a lot more awareness in the core, spine. Trying to move the vertebrae one at a time. As you inhale, start from the hip, take your way up the spine. So you get to the crown very last. Exhale, start from the hip. Spine, take it to the crown. Notice that the palms are starting to cup, the fingers are cupping, and widen them out. Do 2 more big pass-throughs here. Tops of the feet are heavy. Put pressure against the knee. On the end of your exhale, we're going to be in downward facing dog. Curl the toes under. Press the heels to the ground and the hips into the sky. Take a few breaths to walk out the legs. Very gently stretch the calves, the hamstrings, swaying out the hips, the shoulders. And with your next inhale, feel strong in your downward dog. Imagine you're trying to press your body through the ground. Exhale, flatten and lengthen down to the mat. Inhale, rise to baby cobra. The legs are heavy. Shoulders peel back. Arms can try and float. Exhale, downward facing dog. Heels press back into the ground. Gently walk out the legs a little bit and try to feel a calf and hamstring stretch. Gently swaying the hips and the shoulders. Feel the crown hanging heavy. Shake it out if you need. With your next inhale, feel strong in your pose. All the limbs are engaged. Exhale, flatten and lengthen down to the mat for baby. Inhale, rise to baby cobra. Remember, the legs are heavy, shoulders peel back. Downward facing dog. Take one deep breath here. See if you can feel really strong through the legs. Press the heels into the ground and soften through the shoulders. With your next inhale, we'll bend the knees, relax back into tabletop. Take out the wrists if you need to. Next thing we're going to do, make sure that your tabletop feels grounded through all 4 corners. Now we're going to reach the left heel back. Going to require a little bit of balance here. The right palm is then going to reach forward, face it to the sky. Imagine you're trying to make a handprint on your. The back heel is pressing through the wall. With your first inhale, we're going to reach the limbs further, maybe a little higher up. Exhale, center. Inhale and reach, lift, lengthen. Exhale through your center. These can be fast or slow at your own pace, as long as you're moving with your breath. The bottom two limbs want to press into the ground as much as my top two limbs are reaching and floating. Let's do one more pass through here. Your next inhale, you're either going to keep the limbs reaching out here, lengthen and tether to the walls, or you can try your tiger pose, grabbing onto your floating leg. Press the chest tall, then extend through both knees. Like a bow and arrow, you want to try and feel this pressure on your arm pulling back. The bottom leg is also trying to feel heavy. Take another deep breath, tall chest. Extend through the knees, your exhale. With your next inhale, release out, take your time, find control, then relax. Take it out a little bit, shake up. You too. Readjust your grounding in tabletop, and we're going to switch sides. The right heel is going to pressing into the wall, the left palm forward, make a handprint on your ceiling. With your inhale, float those limbs a little further. Exhale, center through. Inhale, big reach. Exhale and center. If you feel like you're losing your balance, make sure that your bottom foot is pressing into the mat as heavy as it can. Try to make a deep imprint of your big toe. 2 more pass-throughs, a little bit more reach if you can. And with your next inhale, either keep the limbs reaching there and try your tiger pose, grabbing onto your floating leg. Make sure that the chest is pressing tall. You want to find your good posture. And through the exhale, find extension through the knees as strong as they can. Remember, this bottom foot is pressing into the ground. The top foot is trying to pull you back a little higher. Take one more big breath. Hold through the exhale. Next inhale, release out. Relax. Take out the hips, shoulders, and we're going to meet in downward facing dog again. If you want to challenge your downward facing dog and your Vinyasa flow, bring the big toes and heels together. We're going to inhale to plank. Plank looks like the top of a push-up. With your exhale, we're going to pretty much do a push-up, but stop halfway, elbows at 90 degrees. This is called chaturanga. Upward facing dog, big inhale. The chest is wide. Try to not to collapse the shoulders in, but let them spread apart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take one deep breath. Inhale to plank again. You can always modify plank with knees to the ground. Exhale, chaturanga. This can be with knees on the ground too. Upward facing dog or baby cobra is okay. Downward facing dog, exhale. Take one deep breath. Your next inhale, we're going to bend the knees, look to the front. Exhale, walk or jump in between your palms, forward fold. Halfway up inhale, you're going to make your body look like a number 7. Forward fold, exhale. Upward salute. Bend the knees first to protect your spine. Reach for the sky and maybe a little back behind you. Exhale into your mountain pose. Mountain pose, palms can be in prayer or by the sides. You want your big toes and heels together. We're going to take an inhale and feel tall through the crown. Exhale, heavy through the legs. Upward salute. Inhale. The arms are going to reach up and a little behind you. Notice my hips are pressing forward. Exhale, forward fold. My hips are back. Halfway up, inhale. Keep the hips reaching back. Let the crown reach forward. Forward fold. Exhale, flex your abs. Chair pose. Inhale. A little bit of a leg strengthening exercise. Arms are going to reach up over your head. You can always bring them into prayer here. If you look down, you should be able to see your toes. So if you can't see your toes, your knees are too far forward, you're going to have to bend at the hip a little more so that you can see them. Make sure that the knees aren't pressing down towards the ground. They're just kind of bending here. Take one more big inhale. The chest is up. Exhale. Plant the palms. You can either step or hop back and flow through your vinyasa. Chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Inhale the right heel to the sky and bend the knee. You're going to open up the hip for a stretch here. Exhale, bring your knee in towards your chin. Inhale, tall heel, open the hip. Exhale, knee in. And last one, reach the heel up and around. You can take this to the ground for waddling if you want. Just a quick breath. Exhale, the right palm back down to the ground. Right foot steps forward. Warrior one. I'm just going to reach overhead. With your exhale, see if the knees can bend forward. That front knee is going to try and bend forward very gently. If your knee is too far forward here, then you're going to step forward. If your knee is not even able to get to your ankle, then step back. Try to see where you can get your knee over the ankle. Toes are relaxed on the front foot. They should be able to wiggle around. Arms either overhead or in prayer. Take one more big inhale. Anchor down that back leg. Try Try to look at the entire ceiling if you're comfortable. Exhale, plant your palms, flow through, chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath. Inhale, left heel to sky, bend the knee and point the toes. Exhale, float the knee in towards your chin. Inhale, tall heel. Exhale, knee in. And then last one, for your waddling if you want to. If you don't want to do waddling, just let the foot hang up. Exhale, left palm back down, left foot forward. Warrior one. Arms are going to reach up. Front knee bends. Keep the belly flexed here. Make sure the chest is lifting up and the ribs are pulling down. It's like you're trying to stretch your ribs apart. Arms try to glide behind you. Take one more big inhale. Anchor down heavy through this back leg. See if you can look at the entire ceiling. Exhale, plant your palms. Flow through. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. If you don't want to do those vinyasa flows, when I say flow through, just hang out in downward dog. But I encourage you to do the vinyasas anytime you can to keep the spine warm, to keep the hips warm. Take another deep breath here. With your next inhale, the right heel to the sky again. Exhale, bring the knee in. Inhale, tall heel. Exhale, knee in. Last one again. We're going to go into a little bit of a longer waddling this time. Press the hips up. And if you want to, you can even try going into your wheel. I know if Ellen's watching, she's going to be trying her wheel here. Take one more big inhale, drive the hips up. Exhale, keep the arms strong. With your next inhale, you're going to release the right hand from the ground if it's on the ground. Bring it back down to the mat where it was. Step the right foot forward into your warrior one again. Overhead. Let that front knee bend. Take 3 breaths here. See if the arms can reach a little taller. If you want to press them together, find some more strength in the shoulders, you can. The elbows want to be straight. And look to the sky. Take one more deep breath. Exhale, we're going to go into pyramid pose. If you want to, shorten your length here in the lunge. Hands will clasp to the low back. Keep a tall chest. Dip the hips. Want the hips to sit back, trying to reach through the wall behind. 3 breaths. Tall chest, good posture. Fold at the hip. If this is tough, you can always have the hands support you on the ground here. If you have yoga blocks or a block, you can always use that too. Take one more breath. Both legs feel heavy. Both legs try to feel strong as they press through the floor. Holding at the hip with a tight belly. With your next inhale, re-bend your front knee. Warrior one. Take your time. See how far back you can let the hands reach. With your exhale, plant the palms back. Flow through your vinyasa or hang out in downward facing. Inhale the left heel to sky. Exhale, bring the knee into the chin. Inhale, tall heel. Exhale, knee in. Last one. Drop it to the ground for waddling. Take 2 or 3 breaths if you want to try and take this to a wheel. You can. Otherwise, just keep pressing the hips out. Feel strong through your pose. And then with your next inhale, you can release the left hand from the ground. Place it back down to the mat. Step the left foot forward. Your warrior one. Arms reach overhead. Or in prayer is fine. Keep the chest looking up. Pull the ribs down so you're flexing your solar plexus here. Make sure that back leg is strong so that front knee can bend. If my front knee is having a challenging time bending here, it's because my back leg isn't strong enough. I want to try and press it into the ground as much as I can. Feel that strength. Take another big inhale here. And then we're going to go into our pyramid pose. When you're ready to, hands will clasp to the low back. Shorten the length of your lunge if you need to. Keep a nice tall chest. Imagine your chest is trying to look at your wall the entire time as you're trying to keep a straight spine. My back leg is heavier than the front. The front knee is going to try and straighten on the inhale, especially those with tight hamstrings. Try to straighten through your inhale only. Then you can soften on the exhale. It's really tight. Take one more breath. Go ahead and release the palms. Bend that front knee again. Inhale to your warrior one. Find your full range. Press into that back leg. Let the fingers reach behind you. Exhale. You can plant the palms and float through your vinyasa. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take 2 breaths. Press strong through the legs. A little softer through the shoulders. Breathe into your belly. And relax through the back. Your next inhale, we'll bend the knees, look to the front. Exhale, walk or jump in between your palms, back to our forward fold. Halfway up, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Upward salute, inhale, bend the knees first. Reach up and a little back. Notice my hips are pressing forward here. Mountain pose, exhale. Take 2 breaths. Feel a little taller through your crown. Heavier in the feet. Through the spine. Softer through the shoulders. Upward salute, inhale, reach up and back. Forward fold, exhale. Feel the hips tether back. Halfway up, inhale, straighten the spine. Forward fold, exhale, flex your abs. See if you can keep your abs connected to your thighs here. Chair pose, big inhale. If they're not connected to the thighs, they're going to want to be. Sooner or later, you want to try and find this folding at the hip to connect your belly and your thighs together. If I bend at my knees too far forward, my belly and my thighs stay away from each other. Take another big inhale. Exhale, plant the palms, step, or hop out. You can float through your vinyasa. Big inhale to upward dog. Exhale to your downward dog. Inhale the left heel to the sky. Bend the knee, point the toes. Exhale, crisscross the knee to the right elbow. You're going to crisscross through the chest. Inhale, reach up and across. Behind you. Exhale, crisscross in. And last one, reach it up and across, drop it to the ground for wildling, wheel, or even just crab. If you want to take it easy here, hang out in crab, that's fine too. If you're in your wheel, make sure the hips are bridging strong. You're pressing into the mat as strong as you can. Take one more big inhale. And then with your next exhale, we'll bring the left palm back down to the mat, wherever it was. Step the left foot to the front. Your warrior 2. You're going to unwind out, spiraling out to your warrior 2. This back leg wants to feel heavy. I imagine my foot is trying to scoop sand in. I'm trying to make a pile of sand right underneath my hips. My back foot is trying to scoop it in. Without actually moving, I want to feel it scoop. Take one more big inhale. See if the chest can feel tall. Shoulders try to soften down. And then with this back leg heavy, reverse warrior. Reach up. Exhale, extended side angle. Front elbow to front knee is okay. You can also bring the hand inside of the foot. Right hand behind you is fine. You can also bring it up and over. Some people like to go into a bind if you want to practice that as well. Take one more deep breath. Release the bind if you're in one. Back to your reverse warrior. Keep this front knee bent. Then spiral back to your downward facing dog. Plant the palms back and float through your vinyasa here. We'll inhale the right heel to the sky. Bend the knee. Point the toes. Exhale, crisscross in. Try to bring it to your opposite elbow. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, crisscross in. Last one. Up and around. This is going to be your last wildling today. You want to try your wheel? Go ahead. Want to try your crab? Hang out in crab. Crab is a nice stretch for the shoulders, opening up to the chest. Fingertips reach behind you. Hips are low to the ground. They're not up here. This is a table. Take one more big breath. And with your next exhale, when you're ready to, we'll bring the right palm back down to the mat wherever it was. Right foot steps forward into your warrior 2. Spiral out. Back leg is heavy, and the front knee tries to bend. The chest is lifting up in a good posture. The shoulders pull down. Imagine someone's pressing the shoulders into the pockets. With your next inhale, keep your front knee bent, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Try your bind here. Take another deep breath. Try to spiral your chest open. Feel heavy through both legs. Remove the bind if you're in one, reverse warrior again. And then you can spiral into your downward facing dog. Through. Big inhale. Full exhale. Take one deep breath here. Inhale the right leg up to the sky again. Kind of went out of order on the last set. Some of you might have noticed. Exhale, crisscross the knee in and try to straighten the leg. Inhale, reach the heel up and around. Exhale, crisscross in. You can try and also add a push-up if you like. And then last one here. Exhale, crisscross in. Plant the foot down there, and then left hand will float up for starfish. We're going to try and get our hip to spiral open towards the sky. So right now you guys can see my buttocks kind of hanging down to the ground here. I want to pretend I'm hiding my buttocks from you, my right side. Making the snow angel on the ceiling is a good way to think about it too. Take one more big inhale. Exhale, left palm to the ground. right heel back up to the sky, then step that right foot forward into your warrior two again. Spiraling out. Fill into that front knee. Make sure, just like your warrior one, you want your front toes to feel relaxed. Take another deep breath. Try to feel tall through the crown. Tether it to the sky. Heavy through the shoulders. Reverse warrior. Reach up, reach back. Hold here. With your exhale, see if you can bend the front knee a little bit. And with your next inhale, reach even further behind you. Exhale, extended side angle. We're going to try and take this into birds of paradise. I know it's a little bit more advanced, but for those that have been practicing, you'll have some fun with it. Go ahead and bind the right hand back, left hand over. Fingers will try to clasp by the hip here. If you don't want to do birds of paradise, find yourself back into this pose, or warrior two. If you're going birds of paradise, step your left foot to the front. If they can meet big toes together, then we're going to lean left, pick up our right leg. As tall as you can, feel the chest lifting up and the shoulders pulling down. You want to take this into full expression. You try and straighten the top leg, almost like you're going into a split as you press the heel into the wall or into the ceiling. Take another 2 breaths. Tall chest, strong shoulder blades, heavy through the heels, both heels. And then we're going to slowly bring the both big toes together. Step the left foot back out. Release your bind. Reverse warrior. Big inhale. Exhale. Spiral to your downward facing dog. Flow through. Take a deep breath here. Inhale the left heel to sky and the knee. Point the toes. Exhale, crisscross in. Maybe straighten the leg and maybe add a push-up. Inhale, reach the heel. Exhale, crisscross in. Maybe with a push-up. And then last one. Exhale, crisscross in. Back to our starfish pose. Make sure the hips are driving up. Trying to get as square as I can to the ceiling. So that I'm making a snow angel as wide as I can through my limbs. Take another deep breath. Exhale the right palm back down. Left heel up. And step the left foot to the front. Warrior two. Sides. Chest is going to lift up. Shoulder blades plug down. The right foot is heavy, almost like it's scooping in, so that that left knee can bend. Back to your reverse warrior. Reach up. Reach back. Exhale. Extended side angle. Inhale back to reverse. Take your time. And we're going to go either hang out there, go into your birds of paradise. Find the hands. Step the right foot to the front. Lean right. Lift your left leg up. Try to keep a nice tall chest. Heavy through both heels. And what I mean through heavy through the top heel is that it feels like you're actually giving it intention. It's not just flopping around. It feels like it's trying to press something, anchoring to something. Take another 2 breaths. Slowly letting the big toes back down. Together. Step the right foot out. Remove your bind. Reverse warrior. Inhale. Spiral to your downward facing dog. Now through your vinyasa. Take a deep breath here. Your next inhale will bend the knees, lift to the front. Exhale, walker jump, forward fold. Halfway up, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Upward salute, inhale. Meet in mountain pose. Take 2 breaths. Tall through the crown. Heavy in the feet. Straight through your spine. Softer in the shoulders. Upward salute. Reach up. Reach back. Big inhale. Forward fold. Exhale. Halfway up. Inhale. Forward fold. Exhale. Go into our chair pose again. Big inhale. Try to keep your belly and your thighs connected. Arms reach overhead. Or in prayer is okay. Guys squeeze together. Try to feel your knees kind of pressing towards one another. The toes, again, wiggle around. My hips are trying to sit far behind me. Take 3 more breaths. What we're going to try and do is lower all the way down to the ground as comfortably as you can. Big inhale. Lower a little bit. Try to feel your breath into your back. And then 1 more breath here. With your exhale, safely and comfortably, hug your knees and tuck your chin to your chest. Rock back down. While hugging the knees, draw a few circles in the sky, giving your little vertebrae a massage. Then switching directions. Gonna go into a bridge pose. Gonna plant our heels as close to our hips as we can, maybe even pulling them in. My fingertips can brush my heels. That's how I know they're close enough. If they're all the way out here, it actually might make the bridge more challenging, so really try to pull them in as much as they can. And the knees are about a block width apart or a fist width apart, not too close. With your next inhale, drive the hips up. Use your glutes. You can kind of use your finger, poke yourself in the buttocks. Does it feel solid? If not, engage a little bit more. Try to drive the hip up, and then squeeze your shoulder blades down. Find length through the neck. The crown is almost trying to reach through the wall behind me. If you're very comfortable here, you can clasp the hands to the low back. Take the shoulders in one at a time for shoulder-supported bridge. Imagine you're trying to hide your arms from the sun underneath your back as much as they can. Take 2 more deep breaths. Hips drive up, and the forelimbs press down. Release the arms apart, and vertebra by vertebra, if you can soften the spine gently. Once the hips touch down, windshield wiper the legs side to side. We're going to go into a boat pose next, kind of like a sit-up. If you just want to work on your sit-ups or crunches here, that's also fine. You did this morning's workout, something very similar. With your next inhale, go ahead and lengthen the legs away and reach your arms over your head. Generate some energy. With your exhale, swoop the arms forward as quickly as you can and lift yourself into a boat. You're using a little bit of momentum and physics. Let the chest feel tall. Good posture, just like before. Lean back a little bit if you're comfortable. And what we're going to try and do is inhale one leg straight and relax. Now the other and relax. So on and so forth. This is easy. Just do both legs. Make it more challenging for you. And if that's still easy, hold. You don't have to do reps. You can. Eventually, we want to build up to holding the whole time. Reps are a nice way to build up into that hold. Take 2 more breaths. Tall chest. Soft shoulders. Breathe into your belly. Use your diaphragm. And then relax. Take out the legs a little bit. Massage the low back any way you like to. I like windshield wipers. Some people like hugging their knees in to draw a few circles. And then we're going to go for our second bridge. Pull the heels in close. If you want to try wheel here, now's a good time to work up into it or practice it if you want. For bridge, same thing as before. You can clasp your hands to the low back. Otherwise, we're going to try wheel. Hands will place underneath the shoulders. Elbows are tight. I can see them in my peripheral vision. I'm going to drive my hips up first. Then my arms are going to press the rest of the way. I'm going to keep pressing through my legs so that they get as straight as they can. A lot of times people stay stuck. Boxy wheel. You want the wheel to look as rounded as you can. By lengthening through the knees, pressing strong through the arms. Take 1 more deep breath. Make sure the glutes are engaged. Shoulders are strong. And then very gently, yourself back down. Vertebra by vertebra. Lay down to the hip. And either rock out the legs side to side. If you tried wheel, you might want to hug the knees in to draw a few circles. This will feel better. Switching directions on your circles. We're going to go back into our next boat pose. If you didn't like doing this for the boat pose, rock forward. You can do this to get into your boat pose by hugging onto the knees, then using that to bring yourself up. But otherwise, we'll try from lying down. Big inhale as you reach. Exhale into your boat. Open up to the chest. Keep the shoulder blades heavy. And then focus on your breath with your diaphragm. Breathe into your belly and your back. See if you can actually watch your belly expand. Try not to breathe too much into your chest. That's too much stressful breathing. You don't really get much oxygen in there anyway. If you're comfortable, straight legs. If you're kind of comfortable, go back to your other exercise. We got 4 more breaths. Last one. Relax. Take out the legs. Windshield wipers are good here. Have 1 more set of bridge and boat. For those wanting to go back into your wheel, feel free to practice your wheel again. Otherwise, back to bridge to kind of cool it down if you need to. Pull the heels in close for bridge or wheel. Your next inhale, drive the hips up. Make sure your glutes are engaged. For those going back to your shoulder supported bridge, hands clasped to the low back. Pull the elbows in if they can make contact. Your chin is tucked in towards the throat. You can find more length to the neck this way, around reaching behind, almost like you're trying to pull your head off of your own shoulder. Feel that tightness in the neck, maybe near the ear, in between the shoulder blades. That's kind of what we're stretching here. Take deep breath. Feel your grounding. One more big inhale. Hold through the exhale. Move the arms first. Slowly, vertebra by vertebra, soften the spine. Leg side. You did wheel. Hug the knees in. Draw a few circles. Feel a little better. We're going to be going into our last boat pose. So if you do want to rock forward early and meet us there, that's okay. Head and meet. Otherwise, we'll do it from lying down again. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale into your boat. This one, we're just going to add twists. So the heels can touch the ground if you want to try and deepen your range. Otherwise, let them float wherever is comfortable. Arms reach overhead. Exhale to one side. Inhale to center. Exhale to the other. Let's focus on your breath. Big inhales with your reach. Exhale with your twist. The legs, if you want to, can also be straight here. Kind of like your other boat pose. If you're feeling comfortable and you want to practice it, feel free to. One more. Inhale back to center. And relax. Take out the legs. Windshield wipers are good. Gonna hug the knees into the chest. Rock forward and back a few times. 2 or 3 times should be enough so that we can rock up. Keep your right knee in the front for pigeon pose. The left toes are gonna extend back. All the way back. With the left toes behind you, try to keep a tall posture. And this is just your first progression. If you have a block or a rolled up towel or anything like that, you can place it underneath your right hip or your right buttocks to keep yourself propped up. If you're kind of falling and you don't have anything, just hang out here. If you're comfortable without using your hands for balance, we're going to try and bend the back knee. Take that same side arm to same side leg. Left knee is bending, you want to grab on with your left hand. The right hand is going to slide forward. The foot and the left palm can slide up into the elbow if you wanted to. You can totally keep it in the palm if you like, but as close as you can, bring it to the elbow. The right hand is going to then try to reach forward. This helps balance. You just reach it behind you, you might lose your balance right away. And we're going to reach it behind. Going to open up through the chest, open up through the armpits, feel heavy through the hip, pull the belly in tight, and let the groin kind of sink. Take one more deep breath. Slowly, very gently place that foot back down, and we'll just switch sides. Take out the right leg. You don't have to go through a vinyasa unless you want to here. Very gentle vinyasa is good too, kind of what we warmed up with. We're going to slide the left knee to the front. The right toes will lick. Try to keep a nice tall posture. Heavy through the hips. Bending the back knee if you're comfortable. You can always use a block underneath your left buttocks if you want here. Bend the back knee. Take your right hand to meet your right foot. Grab on. Slide the foot into the wrist. Elbow, wherever is okay. The left hand's going to slide forward first. Keep it against the ground to keep balance. You might notice as you reach it up, you'll lose your balance a little bit. So just kind of hang out, find your breath. And you can try and get the fingers to clasp here. Try to open up through the chest. Heavy through your hips. My back knee wants to feel heavier than my front. So I'm going to try everything I can to press that knee into the ground. Take one more big breath here. Slowly releasing that leg down, gently place it to the ground. Then switch sides again. Time flowing through gentle vinyasa if you like. And we're going to go into a much deeper pigeon. You get the front knee, the right knee forward. Let the left toes extend back. If you can get your front knee closer to a 90-degree angle. One way to think about this is imagine you have like a cool sticker or a tattoo on your calf or your ankle and you want to see it. It's hiding underneath your hip. You can't really see it. So you want to try and get that ankle or your calf as much in front of you as you can. Once you're here, if you feel a tightness in the knee, those with knee pain, make sure your big toe is flexing towards the knee. You're trying to connect it. With a tall chest, we're going to walk the hands down. The elbows. Comfortable here. You can use a block or pillow or bolster. Relax on that. Or the forehead all the way down. We're going to hold this stretch for about 8 to 10 breaths, just settling in, breathing through any resistance and tightness. If you'd like to add variation, take your left hand, spread it underneath your right armpit, and take the right hand, reach it across the spine. Breathe through the back body. Let the exhales carry that tension away. Take another 2 breaths here. Use the diaphragm if you can. Slowly release any bind you're in. Bring the palms back towards the leg. Take out that leg. Whichever leg was in the front, shake it out. You can do this in a tabletop or 3-legged dog is fine. Flowing through gentle vinyasa. Slide the left knee to the front. Take a moment to get that knee as close to a 90 degrees as you can. The best way I like to do it is by sliding my right toes back. Further and further behind me, my front knee is kind of forced to this 90-degree angle until it starts to feel like a stretch. Then I stop. Make sure your left big toe is kind of flexing inwards for those with knee pain. I'm going to very gently walk the hands down. The elbows, bolster, lock, knee down to your floor. Breathing into the hip, into the low back. Adding your variation here if you want to. The right hand threads underneath the left armpit. The left hand finds across the spine. Maybe grabbing onto your own heel if you can reach. Focus on your full breaths here. Another 2 deep breaths using the diaphragm, filling up the body. Slowly release out of this pose. Take your time. Palms closer to the leg. Out the leg as needed. Tabletop, legged dog is fine. We're going to flow through one more vinyasa. Last one. In a hero's pose, sitting on your own knees kind of thing. This is uncomfortable. I know a lot of times this is very, very uncomfortable. You can try easy sitting pose or any other comfortable sitting position. Have a block and help build up your pose here if it's comfortable enough. Once you're in your hero's pose, we're going to reach the palms out wide. Bring the left hand underneath The right hand on top. We're going to route the palms together. Took this morning's class, very similar stretch here. Use the inhale to get the elbows forward, fingers reach up. The exhale, the shoulders down. Trying to increase your range with your breath. Strengthen into your range with your exhale. Take one more deep breath here. Slowly release out. Take out the arms, switch sides. Right hand underneath the left elbow. If it feels like you're doing the same side, just make sure to switch. Elbows will reach forward, fingers reach up. Exhale, shoulders down. One more breath here. Releasing out the arms, shaking out a little bit. And go back into easy sitting pose. You can try fire log here, bringing the left leg on top. Knees and the ankles are going to try and stack together. If you want to, you can take this into cow face with the knees stacking. Be a little bit of a deeper stretch. What I don't want, though, is that the sit bone is floating. So if I try to stack my knee here, the sit bone's floating, I'm going to readjust to where I need to so that the sit bone is. I'm going to try and keep this wherever the knees and the ankles can stack from there. If it's really tough either way, you can start in butterfly, ankle stacking, slowly and slowly going to knees. Whichever leg is on top. Oh, camera's kind of weird and we might be mirrored here. Whichever leg is on top, that same side arm is going to go over your head. And the other arm will just go down. We're going to try and clasp the fingers along the spine. I'll turn around so you can. With your inhale, open up to the chest. Let the elbows start to drive back, as far back as they can. Now the fingers have space to come together. As much as they can, reach, clasp, and do what you can to get them close. Take another 3 breaths here. If you're comfortable, you can add a forward fold. Holding at the hip. Try to keep a tall posture. Spine is straight. When you're ready, slowly ease your way out of this pose. Relax the arms. Take them out. Notice which leg is on top so you can switch sides. Whichever leg was on top will now be on the bottom. Other leg on top. Take a moment to kind of slide the legs around to see where it's going to be comfortable. Most people are generally tighter on one side, so you might actually be able to get into full cow face one side, not so much the other. Don't worry about it too much either way. Whichever leg is on top, that same side arm is going to go over your head. Opposite hand will go down and up. Just like before, let the fingers try to clasp along the spine. Open up through the chest on your inhale. Let the elbow drive back. The hip on your exhale. Tall posture. Breathing into that tightness in the shoulder you might be experiencing. Or just finding breath along the spine through the back. One more breath here. Release yourself out of this pose. Arms, legs. Then we're going to scoot somewhere on the mat, middle, so it doesn't feel like you're hanging off onto your floor too much. Hugging onto the knees, gently rock down. Windshield wiper the legs side to side. You do your windshield wipers, make sure your belly is gently pulling into the spine so that your spine is flat. You don't want to arch your belly up to the sky. That'll just compress your vertebrae. Not so good for the back. Once the legs relax over to the right side of the mat, go ahead and let them hang out there. And ankles can stack or cross your left foot over the right knee for the legs. The foot can bind to the calf if it can reach, thighs, wherever is fine. The left hand can go out to a T. And you can also look over the left arm, add a neck stretch. Make sure that your left shoulder is flat. It's going to be your anchor point. The heavier your left shoulder is, the better you can find your deep. One more breath here with the diaphragm. We'll slowly release out of this pose. Very gently, let the shoulders feel heavy. Take out the legs and windshield wipers. When the legs relax over to the left side, let them hang out there. Then ankles can stay stacked, or right leg crossing over, finding the foot to the calf. The right hand out to a T if you like, so that it's heavy, the shoulder. And try to deepen your twist. As we find ourselves in twists, our breath is usually a lot shorter than usual. Trying to find a deeper breath, usually better for the stretch, trying to move your body into different. Slowly begin to unwind from your pose, let the shoulders feel heavy. Gently shake out the legs. Recenter yourself on the mat. With your next inhale, hug the knees into the chest. Give them a nice big squeeze, trying to pull the low vertebrae apart. Exhale, plant the hip back down, release the heels away, one by one into Shavasana. Our meditative pose. Back into the breath and the body. The eyes can be closed or open. Palms can face up, wherever is fine for you. Breath through the body. Proving any stillness you can. To breathe, awareness, back to the body. Fingertips and the toes, wake up. Ankle circles and small circles. Gentle move the shoulders, the knees, elbows. Gently rock the neck side to side. Your next inhale, reaching the arms over your head as if you just woken up. Feeling a deep stretch through the body. We're going to rock over to your right side if you want to here. Finding yourself in a fetal position. using your right arm as a pillow is fine. Taking a moment to remember your intention, maybe acknowledging any awareness you built during your practice today. And with the eyes closed, we're going to use the left palm to assist ourselves back into an easy pose. Palms relax wherever's comfortable. Take a moment here. Observe your breath one more. Leave the palms wherever they are, or slowly glide them back up to your heart center in prayer position. Allow yourself to keep your intention with you for as long as you're able to. Any awareness you may have built in your practice to get rid of tension and tightness, negativity and pain, whenever you come across those things. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today, and I'll see you all next time. Namaste. Everyone.